All right, so, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty over here, as always. But, coming up, we're going to have Scott Rothman and Rajiv Joseph, the writers of the film Drafter.
Yeah, no, I mean, excited to get them on once we can. But, you want to give a little breakdown real quick of the movie? What it was about, kind of? What your thoughts were?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, great behind-the-scenes aspect of everything. They take the Cleveland Browns. Kevin Costner is the GM of the team right there. And, it's just fascinating to, all the scouting that goes behind a top draft pick. Because, you got to think, these teams are investing all this money in just one player, and that player has to be a difference maker or else, he's labeled as a bust.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing that you always worry about, the Ryan Leafs of the world, the Jamarcus Russells, those types where you're just like, GM's jobs are on the line to nail this pick right, and, the littlest thing could throw you off. Like, I mean, they go through, in the movie, you don't want to give too much away, but you could see the pressure on the GMs to try to make sure you got the right choice, the right pick going.
Hey, Scott, you guys there? Hello? Hello?
Why does it keep on going with the...
I think that real hip-hop just means what's in your heart. If somebody really does have a life story about going from absolutely nothing to everything, that's fine.
Mama used to say, Lil' King, do your thing, come in the van.
Shit. Gold Schultz, Crack Duchess. They say Brooklyn cashing and rock beats like this, huh? Well, after I'm done with this trash, let me know if you agree with that. Anything I rock is dope, anything I drop is dope. You wouldn't be close if you were copping coke. Anything I rock is dope, anything I drop is dope. You wouldn't be close if you were copping coke. Anything I rock is dope, anything I drop is dope. You wouldn't be close if you were copping coke. Anything I rock is dope, anything I drop is dope. You wouldn't be close if you were copping coke. Brooklyn bars on these trap beats. All these rappers think they hot, cause they pack heat. I'm from a city where we scrap beef. Chop bodies, 2 shovels in the back seat. Back seat. Body beats with murder lines. OGs, rap sheets, never heard them rhyme. Never dropped a dime. Cash comes, man's gloves, drain blood in the...
Whoa. Scott, you guys there?
Hello?
Yep. All right, so we are on the line right now with Scott Rothman and Rajiv Joseph. They are the writers of the film Draft Day. Guys, what's going on?
How's it going, guys?
Not bad. Hey, sorry for all those technical difficulties, but this is Internet Radio. Welcome to it.
No worries.
All right. So, in making the film, you guys obviously did a lot of work into all this. What was the main takeaway that you got from all this?
Well, the main takeaway was that it was a blast to do it. We wrote this script in my apartment here in Brooklyn, and it was the first movie that either of us have had made. And we got to shoot it in my hometown of Cleveland. I'm a lifelong Browns fan, and it was just a blast from beginning to end.
Yeah, so that was an interesting part of the story. We got to see your article on Grantland, which actually gave a great background of kind of the whole process that came together. So how did you guys decide if it was going to be Cleveland or Miami? Did you guys fight it out? Did you have a drinking competition to figure this out? Who won?
Rajiv, did you win the coin flip?
We actually wrote the original draft for the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, God.
Rajiv is a big Browns fan. I kind of asked him to... I kind of thought Cleveland would be the perfect place to set this thing, but he just felt like he couldn't write as passionately about his beloved Browns. So we moved it to the next best thing. We thought Buffalo was a great kind of stand-in for Cleveland. That those two cities were very similar, and that the fan bases were similarly
beaten down.
Now, go ahead.
couldn't do Miami because Miami, the people that live in Miami, like they don't care about their sports teams. You know, like they'll just you know, they have too many other things to do. It's the beach and the fun and like need a place like Buffalo, Cleveland, where people are, you know, like they need their sports team.
I completely disagree with this sentiment.
Well, no, I mean it is the cold weather cities that are always more, you know, devoted to their fan bases. They got nothing else to do in the winter. You know, it's 10 degrees outside and you're freezing your nuts off.
I wouldn't even say that they're devoted. They're just pissed off all the time.
What's that? Sorry?
I said it's not that they're devoted. They're just pissed off all the time, and then they come off that they're devoted.
Well, there's a lot of pissed off fans. You know, there's like 5 fan bases that aren't pissed off, and the rest of us just have to deal with. That's part of the fun of being a football fan, you know, of your hometown team.
Have you got any flack from the Browns fans yet about making this about the Browns? Did they also give you guys crap for that, or?
Browns were totally on board with it. They loved it. They loved the script. I mean, they helped us out on it. Like, we shot it at their facilities. It was like a real nice partnership.
Nice. Now, I know in doing the research, you know, reading the Grantland article, you know, you guys are a lot like us. You know, you're drinking while you're doing the writing. I heard you know, you had a casino across the street over from your hotel. Did any of that stuff ever get in the way of actually writing this movie?
No, it only lubricated the process. Away.
Good answer.
No, it's good. You know, whatever gets the mind kind of going, and then helps you break down some of the, you know, the inner thoughts in your head that are keeping you from doing such kind of a wild and crazy idea. Anything that can kind of help you break through that is a good thing. And we found bourbon to be a very good thing. In the
Bourbon.
What was that? The super beer, the bourbon, and the beer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the super beer, you know, occasionally leads to some trouble. But,
what do you mean?
I could imagine.
Yeah.
So I guess following up on the Browns question, the NFL is obviously a league that loves, you know, has to protect their brand at all costs. You know, very sensitive of what goes out about them. Were they very tentative to sign up to this movie, or were they very accepting of you guys, or did they ever give you any rewrites or saying you can't do this or you can't do that?
They were pretty cool. I mean, they saw the original script and they were kind of on board, and they say no to most scripts. The biggest thing that they asked of us was that, like, there were certain like sponsorships. Like, they were like, can the actors only drive GM cars?
Oh yeah, like so.
You know, like, that's fine. They have a sponsorship with GM.
Mm-hmm.
It's no big deal if Kevin Costner is driving a GM truck. There's no skin off our back. So there was never any kind of creative differences between us and the NFL.
There was some language stuff. You know, we had about 85 more F-bombs in there than you see in the final product. But
hey, you could say fuck on this radio show. It's all good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
There were a lot more fucks.
This isn't a PG-13 crowd, man.
I was gonna say, yeah, it seemed like some of the language, like it kind of went. You noticed it when it did get dropped in because it seemed like it was kind of going more towards like a family atmosphere in that.
Sorry, say that again.
It seems like, you know, you noticed the F-bombs a little more in the movie because it seems like there could have been a lot more, but it seems like it got toned down for more of a family atmosphere versus maybe the adult crowd.
Yeah, I mean, the irony of that being when we originally gave it to the Motion Picture Association or whoever's in charge of the ratings, we originally got an R just for the one sort of, you know, fuck that Kevin says,
wow.
Which just made us think like, you know, we wish we had the 85 other ones back in there. But, I think the studio would have cut out the F-bombs anyway.
Well, yeah, I feel that way. I mean, because this is kind of basically an NFL-sponsored film, you know? I mean, you have a lot of the teams that are in there, a lot of the personalities and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I think whatever you did, you know, would reflect heavily on the league as well. Now, two important guys that were on board for this film. You had Evan Reitman, who, whose resume is very nice. How did he come into the whole thing?
He, we wrote the script and gave it to our representatives, and Ivan and I are represented by the same agency, and that's how he got it. They sort of slipped it to him, And the story that he tells is that, you know, he let it kind of, when he woke up in the middle of the night and couldn't put it down and just said, you know, like, I need to be involved in this in this project. Rajiv and I just happened to be in L.A. The following day, and we're able to meet with him. We're both based here in New York. And, you know, he sat down and told us he really wanted to make this as his next movie, which was just fucking crazy to us. And
there you go with the fuck. Nice. You're learning already.
You know, and basically as soon as he came on board, that was definitely the first time we were ever like, oh my God, this little script we wrote might actually get made. And, you know, Ivan's been great to us throughout the whole project. And, you know, he got the ball rolling.
And I mean, you guys had to be ecstatic when that happened. And then another person you named in the article was Mike Tannenbaum, the GM from the Jets. I mean, you said that he was very receptive, and you sat down for almost 2 hours on the phone. I guess just talk us through what that was like, and then also, were you able to talk to additional GMs after that, or did you feel like you got enough information from just that one conversation?
The not-so-royal Tannenbaum.
Well, we were really excited to get on the phone with Mike, and we didn't think that he'd have any time for us, as he said in our Groundland article, and like he ended up talking to us for a long time, and it was our first real foray into the inside world of GMs on draft day, and it certainly informed the rest of our writing of the movie. It was really fun to realize, oh, this is what a day in the life of a GM is. This is a day of a life on a GM on draft day, and Mike was really generous with his time and his stories, and they started to that conversation shaped the process from there on in.
Very nice. Now, when you guys, you know, Paramount, I guess, was in this, they decided not to make the film at first. You know, when that happens, I mean, you know, is your ego kind of, you know, deflated, or are you more eager to get back into it?
You know, like when being a kind of working screenwriter, you kind of get very used to how to insulate yourself from, you know, rejection. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you've just put up all those defenses that you've worked so hard to kind of, you know, you've had a lot of practice. I mean, you get like 99 no's and the one yes. And we were, you know, we were definitely sort of bummed out and it really did feel like it wasn't going to happen. But you just sort of feel, you know, like we took a shot here. It was a great ride even up to that point to get it sold and to interest someone like Ivan Reitman. And by that point we had done some rewriting for him, so we had already started kind of learning from that process, and it was a big win even to know that it wasn't going to get made, which is kind of, you know, how most of these things kind of go. Mm-hmm. We sort of made peace with it. I mean, that day was pretty bad, but you start sort of picking yourself up. And also we knew that it wasn't fully dead, that we still sort of had, you know, we still had a shot, and that was just going to take some time. So there was some optimism. Ivan never gave up kind of the hope, and had always told us that he was just going to keep fighting till the end.
All right, get Ivan some bourbons, get some double bourbons going, get back up on the horse, and you ride it again.
Yeah, there was some bourbons going on that day that we
Now, like I said, me and Nipsey, we went and saw the movie on Sunday. Had ourselves a nice little mandate, couple beers beforehand. Now, I like the whole premise of the movie was great. I thought the ending though was extremely unrealistic. Talk about that for a second. I mean, people haven't probably seen the movie yet, so I guess don't get too into it. But you know, the trade that went down there at the end. I mean, Kevin Costner, you know, did he have something to do with that? Did Hollywood? How'd that go down?
You know, first of all, you know, it's like you want to pack a punch at the end, and we were looking to tell a fun story.
Right.
Like, you know, we had done our research, we had talked to Mike Tannenbaum, and that was all cool. One of the funnest things for us, in terms of finding out whether our script had legitimacy or whether it was realistic or just a Hollywood story, was when Dennis Leary came to set. We met him for the first time. He's a great guy, super fun guy. he gave him the script as he was reading it. He gave it to one of his good friends, Bill Belichick.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Both Boston guys, yeah.
Belichick read it and totally signed off on it and said yeah, this could all happen. That was good enough for us. We're like, if Belichick thinks it's legit, then who else is going to do with that guy?
What was Belichick's reaction? Oh yeah, this is good. Yeah, sometimes you have a good movie. Sometimes, yeah. All right, great. I'm just gonna put my hood on. Walk away.
So another.
And I think that we had a story in the script that we didn't even know was Belichick, and that he recognized, and he was like, "That was me that invented that."
Really?
Oh wow.
Oh, that's so cool.
That is awesome.
Tannenbaum had told us the story. He's like, "I used to work for a coach in Fallatu." And he gave us a story, and then we put it into the script, and then Belichick was like, "Where did this fucking come from?"
Spygate, right back on him.
And then another interesting story that just recently broke is that, and you guys let me know how true this was, but the end of the movie, the Jets were possibly going to be one of the trade partners with the Browns, but then you guys took that off the board because of all the nonsense last year with the Geno Smith issue. Is that true?
I'm not sure if that was true. I mean, that was never sort of relayed to us. I think that was kind of above our pay grade.
I got you.
But we know that the night before the draft, we didn't know who that team was going to be. We were actually eating dinner with Ivan, and he's fielding phone calls from all sorts of different teams, not unlike, the Costner in our movie.
Oh, no way.
And that was pretty amazing to watch go down. And there really was this 11th hour sort of play of who was going to be the team. And eventually the Seahawks stepped up, thank God, because we were literally shooting the next day at the draft and needed to know what that team was.
That's crazy. I mean, it was greatly done. I mean, how you did. I mean, I saw that you did it on draft day 2013, but I mean, the way it was sold, and I mean, obviously it was done on the same day, but I mean, you could have told me, filmed me that this was happening next month. I mean, it was all on board.
Definitely. All right, fellas. Well, we thank you for coming on this evening. And by the way, I know you guys are big bourbon fans. We got a big Kentucky Derby party in the city. We got the invites, but if you guys want, we'll leave the ladies at home. You guys could be our plus ones on the invites, and just make sure you guys wear some fancy hats.
All right, sounds good, man. Thanks, guys.
All right, guys, appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Take it easy.
Later. Later. Well, that was Scott Rothman and Rajiv Joseph. Two guys. I liked them.
Yeah, no, pretty. I mean, it sounds like awesome guys. Talking about the super beers. I mean, it sounds like they kind of hit lightning in a bottle in a sense where they had these ideas. I mean, they were doing other stuff at first. I mean, the one thing I should have followed up is had they avoided Twitter since the movie came out? Has there been an offshoot back at them, or have they walked away from it? But I mean, it seems like two awesome guys. I mean, I hope it seems like the movie did pretty well. I haven't seen any of the box office numbers, but
yeah, I mean, you get mixed reviews as in any movie. You could have the perfect movie. Somebody's gonna hate it. Somebody's gonna,
like you said, the hardcore fan might look at the ending and say, it's a little crazy. But the mild fan or the a family audience, might go in there and be like,
yeah.
It's entertaining. It keeps you guessing at least till the end. You're not sure what's going to happen.
Listen, as is evident with this show, not everyone's going to love it. I mean, hell, most people don't even like it, but some do. You're gonna have that difference of opinion.
Keep on giving it to you every Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. There you go. All right. So coming up at the next break, we got that guy who just wrote the article. You know him. You know him well. The hockey writers. What the hell is going on here with the computer? Adam Lascaris from thehockeywriters.com will join us. This kid, he's actually a kid. He's in college.
Is he getting death threats?
He might have gotten a couple. But I told him I got his back.
Where's he from?
Ontario.
Oh, hey.
When I talked to him, he's like, "Yeah, I go to university." But that's how the Canadians say it.
That's their lingo.
They don't say that they go to school.